Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everyone finds the time ahead to be interesting and informative and a bit of fun as well. And welcome to everyone watching. Thanks to all my subscribers and returning viewers. And if you're here for the first time, just a hearty welcome to you. Feel free to leave comments. I'm always happy to learn, especially about subjects like this that I'm not that great with. But part of the fun of the hobby is learning about these things. At least it is for me, anyways. And so today, as you see, we've got a very big kit. We've got the AMT Authorized International Model Truck Kit of the, it's a 1/25th scale International Transtar CO, that's for cab over, 4070A. And this has been put out, they've got a sticker here, the Cats Collection, Classic Vintage Kits, reimagined. And not in the way like Disney reimagines things, in the way that they make things better. All new tooling, retro deluxe features, over 250, etc., etc., etc. We'll get into all of that. So almost ashamed to break the plastic on that, but I'll keep the sticker. Keep it on the inside of the box. Okay, so and yeah, this is the AMT by Round 2, and this was actually an ERTL kit, ERTL. And they were pretty big in plastic model kits in the late 60s, early 70s. And they actually ended up buying AMT and all their molds and everything like that. And so this is brand new tooling based on the old plans. And they've added in some of the unique AMT features. So it indicates here over 250 pieces, so it's a big kit. Got a lot of stuff going on with it, and I've watched a few videos on this, and just as with the Mac. The 132 Mac truck by Revell, old monogram kit. A lot of the parts just seem to friction fit into place. Now, friction fit is just a fancy term for snap in. So, but yeah, you know, I've seen, you know, obviously there's lots of things to be cemented and so forth on this kit. But especially when it comes to chrome things, if you can avoid the cement, that's a good thing. Excuse me. But it is a legitimate model kit, and it's AMT catalog number 1203. I got this at my local hobby shop, NRC Hobbies. Thanks, Matt. $79.99 Canadian plus tax. That took it up to about, I don't know, whatever it was. Whatever it was, 12% of $80, whatever that is. Okay, yeah, so plus tax, and of course no shipping. Everything's in perfect shape here. Nice new kit. I think this was retooled and re-released in 2021. And Round 2's been doing that with the old AMT and I think some MBC kits. I did a review recently on the literally 3-in-1 kit of the Ford Galaxy, Falcon, and trailer racing set. So yeah. But what they're doing is, they're not hiding anything. They're not like some companies that, you know, just toss out old junk there with a new box or whatever. Um, they're actually retooling or cleaning up the molds, um, and re-releasing them. So, you know, that's great. One of the good things about this kit, as opposed to the older kit didn't have numbers on the sprues, which I hate. Old ICM kits are like that, and it drives me nuts. Yes, I can photocopy this sprue map, but it's just, yeah. Anyways, okay. So yeah, and yeah, this was a big name in U.S. trucking. And also the Transtar was a big name in U.S. trucking. So we'll start off with a little bit of everybody's favorite, the history, and International was actually short for International Harvester, and you can see here their logo, the I and the H. Made to look like a tractor. And the International Harvester Company was formed in 1902 with the merger of McCormick Harvesting Machine Company and the Deering Harvester Company. And obviously they started out making harvesters. And then they branched out into tractors, construction equipment, automobiles. There were some international automobiles, commercial trucks, lawn and garden products, Cub Cadet, riding mowers. It's used to be part of International Harvester, and they really became they became a powerhouse in heavy industrial manufacturing um, and what do you call it? Can't remember. And it was eventually rebranded as Navistar, and which is now pretty much completely owned by Volkswagen. The international name and brand continues on, but now they're Navistar trucks, and they're marketed that way. And so the International Harvester, the IH, they were very famous for the cab over type of tractor, of semi tractor, and they had a lot of advantages. Europe uses mostly cab overs. For the most part, in the USA, the more conventional with the engine in front, for various reasons, has taken over. There's still some cab overs, but for the most part. In addition, in Europe as well, cab overs are more suited to ferries. Especially if you're looking at Scandinavia and UK to the continent and so on and so forth. So the noses aren't as long. I guess the drawback is you're sitting right on or beside the engine. But I guess they've managed to mitigate a lot of that. And so it started out with the 400 series of heavy trucks. And then in 1965, they introduced the CO-4000, which replaced the DCO-400. It featured a larger and wider cab, and saw the first appearance of the large trapezoid grille. And in 1968, the CO-4000 was given an update. The standard engine became the turbocharged International Harvester DVT 573 diesel V8. There was also optional diesel Cummins and Detroit diesel engines. And this was internally known as the CO-4070A. And but was officially branded and marketed as the Transtar. And the model lasted through till about 1974. The one depicted in this kit, I'm pretty sure, is a 1971. Looking at all the, doing the research from the front bumper here and so on and so forth, I'm pretty sure this is 71. But if someone wants to inform me on that, I'll be more than happy to learn. But I'm pretty sure it's a 71. And then they lasted until about 1974 when they got new upgrades and so on and so forth, and became the Transtar 2, also known as the International Eagle. In 1969, they also introduced the International Harvester Transtar 400 Conventional. Again, that has the cab behind the engine instead of over. And so it was a highly successful truck, and they're extremely durable. And you'll probably see a lot of them still on the roads today. They're one of those things that if you keep them maintained, man, they'll just go forever. So, yeah. Okay, so enough info, and where'd it go? So let's get into the kit here. Now it's nicely wrapped in plastic, not cellophane. I still can't get out of saying cellophane. Okay, and box in perfect condition. No issues with shipping from the storeroom to the cash register. At the hobby shop. Okay. Make sure to keep that piece. Oh, it's like Christmas. There we go. That part can go, that part stays. There we go. Okay, so here we go. We've got lots of details here. Plated dual 115 gallon fuel tanks. Accurately detailed 290. Oh, this one has a Detroit diesel, not the International. Easy access batteries and cables. Removable battery box cover. One-piece dual muffler and exhaust stacks. Realistic operative cab. Lift cylinder and pistons like a real one. A detailed sleeper compartment with bunk blankets, pillows, and carpet-lined walls, which you probably can't see once the model's been built, unless you possibly find room to put a little LED in there. And wheels remove freely, no cement. 2-piece section, snap fit on. Numbered parts, no wasted time. Optional paint and masks. Easier assembly key tabs and locators on each piece. And then, as always with all the AMT kits, on the bottom, it's very helpful. They show you everything that comes in the kit, including the decals, or decals. And do they give you they don't give you a skill level here, but I expect you probably need to be more than a novice. So, okay, well, we'll take the lid off here and we'll see what's going on. Ooh, this is very nice. Always like to see that cardboard buttress. And this will be the decals. There's the cab. Oh man, that's nice. It's a nice detail there. No flash. And this piece is actually an insert piece, so it'll go together like this. There we go. Go together like that. And we've got nice detail here. Can you see? Come on. There we go. Slow down. There. That's no better. Anyways, you've got like the quilted padding in the door here. And there's a couple of other details here. Sun visors. So that's nice. There you go. Okay, and this just removes. That's a very nice touch there. And we got 2 sprues of chrome parts, 1 bag of 2 sprues, 10 tires, another bag with 2 sprues, and a final bag with a single sprue. So, let's take a look and see. It's pretty heavy with all that rubber in there. Okay, we can see this pretty well through the plastic, so I'm not gonna open it and take it out. I know what I am gonna do. I'm gonna paint these flat aluminum with the accent color of whatever I decide. Leaning towards green, but we'll have to see. And I tried it out on some other chrome, and it came out real nice. You know, like the the fuel tanks. You know, they look like they're just the bare metal painted or whatever. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, we got the pogo stick here. We got a plate here. This covers the muffler exhaust. Very nicely detailed. There's no flash here. It's all perfect. Lovely. There we go. And then here we've got the exhausts and the air intakes, front wheels, front bumper, lights, nice big lights, and mirrors, wipers. Okay, and here we got mostly wheels. Got the driver's seat here. I expect that's the driver's seat. Got the batteries. The wheels are nicely detailed, and again, there's no flash whatsoever. There we go. We got these. We got 10 tires here. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 10. And I will open this so you can see them. Or we can try and see them. There we go. Okay, and so we've got Goodyear branded. I don't know if you can see the details there. And all the other additional writing. On both sides. Nice tread detail. They're nice and supple, all one piece. Just get back in there. Okay, and so we've got some clear parts. So look at that big windshield, big windscreen there. It's just perfect. Likewise, the side windows here. We've got some clear red, clear orange. Both types, that's nice. Headlights. Nice stuff. Very nice. I'm pleased. I mean, really, look what you're getting here for $75. I mean, come on, guys. Excuse me, going to be a lot of editing here today. A lot of dead air. Here we go. Okay, so we'll get this out of here. Okay, oh yeah, speaking of the lights, the bed reminded me of that. Yeah, so that's nicely contoured with sheets, and there's a pillow. And inside the sleeper cab, it's all dark back there. So I think I'm going to detail it up nicely and see if I can get a little tiny LED to put in there. And so that you can see the detail. Maybe I'll make it like pink or something. Yeah. Yeah. With fuzzy carpet on the walls. Yeah, right. Okay. Enough of that, Steve. Okay. So so we've got a really nice, nicely detailed. We got the console here, and like I said, you're sitting right beside the motor, pretty much. Beside on top of the motor. And we've got the radiator and the grill, parts for the motor, the mud flaps, all one piece. The frame pieces here, they're perfectly straight and well in there. The leaf springs are molded in already. Some people don't like that. I'm not gonna. That's okay with me. And then here we've got looks like manifold exhaust, fifth wheel, more engine pieces, blower intake, or air intake, I should say. More engine pieces, drive shaft, or propeller shaft, as Peter Oxley would say. Just teasing you, Peter. Okay, and he'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, and so I'm seeing a little bit of flash here on the manifolds. Here, not unusual for manifolds at all. Everything else is perfect, beautifully molded. Things are going to need a little bit of a trim up, but everything usually does. So there you go. There we go. No, that piece fits in there. Okay. Well, I don't know. Here, this is how. There. There's a little piece there on an angle I didn't want it to break, so this went together a certain way. More editing to be done. Okay, and yeah, we've got one more sprue tree here. This looks like the air filter, and whatever, I can never remember what this thing is called. Anyways, and the things on this kit. We had our decal sheet in a separate plastic bag, and we have an insert here. How to apply the decals, how to get rid of air bubbles or wrinkles, and it's in 3 languages, so that's nice. And then there's this waxy kind of protective paper. And here we have the decals. And okay, the date on the license plates is 1972. But I looked at the 1972 Transtar, and it looks different than this. So I'm expecting this was a brand new 71 licensed for 72, and you get quite a few license plate options. Texas, California. You get International Harvester logos. All sorts of stuff. And you've got some different decaling options here. Blue, white, two different white ones. And then you've got some different liveries. New Way Express, Union City Trucking. Airborne Shipping, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Loadmaster Transportation Company, Ames, Iowa. Yeah, so you got a lot there. And they've even got an AMT Transport Company, Inc. And some other little AMT stuff. There's a few other little doodads here. Look like, what do you call it? Hip cap. A hip cap. And you got little International Harvester logos. I don't see anything for the dashboard, but it'll probably be easy enough to paint that up. And then we've also, got the decals on the model number here that can go on the rear as well. So yeah, that's very nice. And the decals, they feel fine. They're about the same as Tamiya as far as thickness goes, or Revell. Not much difference there. What did you say? They went on well for the 44 coupe? Yeah. And so, yeah, I guess they're okay. Okay, and it keeps just giving us gifts here. We get a nice color gloss. All kinds of different paint schemes. Yeah, so what do we got here? We got we've got 9 paint schemes. And they give you details on paint schematics. So yeah, you can go wild on decorating this. Anyways, I'll have to, you caught me thinking not out loud there. but what color scheme I'm going to use, it'll probably be a mix-up of two of these. No need. Okay, and then we also get for the people who want to know everything about this subject, this is very nice. Again, glossy in color and all the information. Front axle, clutch, cooling system, driveline, electrical, optional equipment, standard equipment, steering, suspension, transmission, all the specs. There's the dimensions and weights. Yeah, I mean, that's like that's a technical manual pretty much right there. And so that's very nice. Good job, round two. Okay, and then we get a nice stapled booklet. It is in black and white. Gives us two nice photographs of the completed model kit. Front view, side view. And the note here says this 125 scale International Transtar CO-4070A is precisely patterned after the famous road hauler built by the International Harvester Company truck division. Well over 250 precision plastic parts come together to produce a beautiful model of what was probably the most famous and widely used truck tractor in the United States. We recommend that you carefully study the parts and instructions before beginning construction. Work slowly and carefully. The result will be one of the most detailed scale models you've ever built, the famous International Transtar CO-4070A. There you go. Okay, and we get the usual read this before we begin. They give you the parts parts code, glossary, whatever you want to call it. They show different things you're going to need, maybe techniques you're going to have to use. They give you the paint colors. They don't, what does it say? Yes. So they don't recommend any particular brand, and it's alphabetized. So A is black, B is flat black, semi-gloss, etc., all the way down the line. And of course you won't use all of these, it'll depend on the paint scheme that you use. And they indicate here whether it's metallic, gloss, semi-gloss, full body color, chassis color, all sorts of different, yeah, so there you go. Right off the bat, check your tire count. Not much point if you don't have 10. And so then number two, we go to the engine assembly. And they say it to paint it as N, as a unit. I'm guessing N is probably red. Yes. For most of their life coming out of the factory, the engines were red. And of course we'll, detail what needs to be detailed. Okay, so that's step number two, assembling the engine. Then we go to the radiator, and then we start introducing parts for the transmission and the drivetrain into the back of the engine. Assembling the frame and the braces. And yeah, I mean, these directions are all clear. They give you, they give you blow-ups, so you can see how it goes together. This one looks really, shows you exactly how it's supposed to look when it's done. And here, paint all parts in this section, CC. That's the chassis color. Avoid getting glue on the pins, blah blah blah. And then you can have this so the steering actually works if you want to do that. And basically you use the hot knife. So the part goes in there, and there's a nub, and you just heat that down, squish it down. I think I'll probably do that. Why not? Or you can you have the option of you can cement the wheels straight, you can cement the wheels turned, you can make it so the wheels turn, whatever you want. So that's very nice. And step 7, they indicate where to scrape the paint from. And step 8, looks like we've got some, this is part of the steering. And then 9, we finish up with the steering. 10, the rest of the tires. This looks like the rear wheels probably. And then we get into whatever these things are. The axles, torque converter, whatever, universal joint. Then that assembly goes up underneath. Lots of little parts here, pumps and valves. Step 13, more suspension. Second drive shaft. And then we move to putting the wheels on, the rear wheels. All the stuff at the back. Number 16, I think this is the battery case. We're not real clear on that, but I think we're smart enough we can figure it out. Okay. Okay, and then then we get the fuel tanks, battery box, and then I guess I don't know what these are. They something to do with the fuel tanks, maybe, or not. Those might be the air compressors. I don't know. Anyways, my research didn't go that far. Okay, and then we go to the air filter and the rear exhaust and air intake. Then we've got some final engine parts after the muffler goes in there and all that stuff. And then we've got instructions on how to glue. They give you a photograph. And Again, you know, they tell you where to scrape the paint from when it's chrome parts, and so this will be assembling the frame underneath the cab, putting in the I guess that's the radiator, the interior, putting in the clear parts, door handles, then you've got the inner cab, and so I don't know if this works. one one video I saw, the guy said he's tried it numerous times, numerous ways, and it doesn't work. But they actually suggest here that you use rubber cement as a mask for your clear parts. The idea that you apply the rubber cement in a thin layer, and then when you're done with your painting, you just peel it off. I'm not recommending one way or another. I don't know. If possible, I try to paint my parts before the clear parts go in. And it's always nice when the clear parts go in on the outside, so you can easily put them in after you painted them. Okay, and then the outer cab goes into the inner sleeve, whatever. The sleeve goes into this thing. And then you've got all the different little cab pieces, the horns, the lights. Quite a lot to do in this kit. I mean, you know, I'm pretty happy for $79 or whatever it was. 79, I guess it was, plus tax. Okay, and then we've got the, there we go. We've got putting in the chrome parts, final chrome parts. And then we get a whole bunch of photographs, and you can tell these are old photographs. Whole bunch of photographs for decal options. And how it should look at the back. One comment in one of the videos I saw was they never saw a chrome fifth wheel. And in my limited experience, neither have I. There's no point to chrome them because they're just going to get slathered in grease. So anyways, but I don't know much about that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a nice shiny step plate here. And like I said, not only to get rid of the seams, but just because I like the look of it better. Where is it? Do I have it here? This is the test piece I painted. So you can see here, here's the chrome, and then here's what it looks like painted right over the chrome. And I think that looks a lot more realistic. But that's just me. What do I know? Otherwise, I think I'm going to keep probably most of the chrome, and I'll spray it. A tip from Happy Guys is spray it with a matte clear, and that takes some of the extra sheen or shine off of it, make it look a little more real. And they've got some. They give you a couple of paint masks here for the side of the truck. Apply masks with rubber cement after cutting from plant. So, anyways, however that works. I don't think I'll be using those. I think I'll be using the decals. And then of course they had, you know, almost half a page left over here, or a little more than half a page. So of course they're flogging their other stuff. I'm going to have to get a semi-trailer at some point, but you know, I'm having problems, you know, spend $80 for a box with wheels. No, I'm in enough trouble with the finance department already. Okay, so alright, so now it's ratings time. I'm going to try and keep it under an hour here, or as close as we can get to it. It's a big kit, and there was a lot to talk about, so hope you've enjoyed it so far. Alright, so for my review and ratings, I use a 12-point scale, 10 standard points. That's 2 points for packaging, up to 2 points for sprues, up to 3 points for parts, and up to 3 points for the instructions. Each of those 4 categories can receive a quarter-point bonus for any wow factors. And also at the end, I give a very subjective and personally applied to me more than anything, a value rating. And that can be up to 1 full bonus point. I look at value at not only, you know, is what you get in the kit worth it, but you know, how many hours of enjoyment am I going to get out of it? You know, how much fun am I going to have? You know, I mean, this was $80. Well, you know, it doesn't take much to go through $80. You know, if I, you know, and I expect I'll spend much more than 8 hours on this, probably double that. So that takes it down to $5 an hour for my entertainment. And I'm going to have something real nice to put on the shelf when I'm done. So, excuse me, or not. That's the way I look at the value. Okay, so as far as the packaging is concerned, that's a full 2 points. Obviously, I got it from the hobby shop, so there was no damage from shipping or anything like that. And a quarter-point bonus for that that cardboard bulwark that was in there, in case it did get kind of squished this way. So that's the kind of thing I was talking about with wow factor. That certain something extra, yeah. That certain je ne sais quoi. Anyways, moving right along. Sprues, 1.75 out of 2. There was some flash. It wasn't excessive or anything, but you know, there was some flash, and so quarter point off for that. Otherwise, the moldings looked good. There didn't look to be any bubbles, holes, nubs, recesses, awkward ejection pin marks, anything like that. And from the videos I've seen on this kit, on the new kit, they've done a very good job of engineering it so it goes together very nicely. Parts, quality of parts, the quality of the plastic was good. Detail was, you know, what you'd expect. I mean, it's not, you know, the detail's mostly in the parts. But there was nice detail, you know, with the sleeper there and so on and so forth. So I didn't see any warped or broken parts. Nothing had broken off from the sprues. Lots of decals, which was great. And and a couple of masks as well. So they get a quarter point bonus for that, for the nice decals and the masks, and how nicely they were packed in. So that's 3.25. We move to the instructions. That's a possible 3 points. I give it the full 3 points plus a quarter bonus. They didn't really give you any service and history notes like you get with a military model. But you got that those two beautiful paint reference guide, double-sided, color, gloss, very nice, and as well, the extra bonus of all the specs, the actual specs, and they didn't just cram it into one little sheet. This is the kind of thing that you can, if you're a collector, you're gonna love this kind of thing, or if you're a super rivet counter. I heard there were some issues about how this was set up based on the model or whatever. Yeah, well, okay, whatever you say. But yeah, this looks great to me as a 71, and I love this little hat. That's what I call it. Over the, I think this is the air intake, and yeah, I love that. That's looks like some kind of radar dome or something. Yeah. That's not to cover the air intake. That's to pick up on Smokey's radar. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so that's enough of that. I have gone over here, and for this kit, I'm going to give it a full point for value. Like I alluded to earlier, this is probably going to take me, good 15, 16 hours by the time the painting's all done and everything like that. And yeah, at $5 an hour, it's a lovely big kit, got lots of features, and I think it's going to be a blast to build. So that brings us to the highest rating of any kit ever since I started this, at 11.5 out of 12. I think we might have had an 11 before, but this is and the value really put it over the top. But all in all, it's a lovely kit, and any modeler would be really glad to have it as a gift. Excuse me. And for what it is, it's quite reasonably priced. I mean, over in the UK, what's $80 Canadian? £50 maybe even less, £45, something like that. Excuse me. So yeah, hard to go wrong with it. So good job, round 2 with the AMT, and I'm going to look forward to building this. I've got a couple more things to do first. I've got one coming Sunday. That's going to be, I think, the next build, and then I want to work on the Ford Galaxy and the California Combo drag race kit. And then this will probably come next. Although I got to get at the Apollo. It's the 65th anniversary or whatever, 55th anniversary of the moon landing in 1969, and I've got a big Revell Apollo 11 to do for that. Okay, so thanks again. Took it a little over an hour. Hope I haven't kept you awake. And thanks to everyone for stopping by. Please feel free to leave comments. Just make sure that they're respectful. Remember that young people might be looking at stuff on the channel, so they get enough stuff outside. Let's try and keep it good for this stuff. And so that's it. Everybody take care, and thanks again for stopping by. Bye now.